Moving onward to our next session on establishing a skill center of excellence for hyper-personalized learning. A speaker, Ms. Piyal Malhotra, Director, Talent and Leadership Development at Cognizant. She has over 20 years of experience in talent development, OD, consulting, and diversity strategic leadership in BFSI verticals. She holds multiple certifications in L&D and talent development tools, including being an ICF certified coach. Currently leading the IOA BFSI talent development team at Cognizant, she focuses on skilling, building capabilities, and fostering innovation in learning. With a huge round of applause, over to you, Ms. Piyal Malhotra.
Hello. Okay, this works. Thanks. Um, for the nth number of time, once more, good morning, everyone. Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you for that. Well, my name is Piyal Malhotra, and there was lots that Naveen was very kind enough to talk about, but I think what I have done all my career over the last 2 decades is support talent development, one way or the other. Started my career with training, facilitating, moved on to hold a few ranks here and there, supported through OD, diversity, leadership facilitation, strategy, so on and so forth. But one thing or the other with talent development. I work with Cognizant at this point in time, and I'll spend a minute talking about what Cognizant does, because then what I'm going to talk to you about is going to fall in perspective. Cognizant is Cognizant Technology Solutions. Of course, one part is technology completely, wherein we kind of cater to technology requirements of all sorts of organizations, institutions, so on and so forth. Second, there is a services side of Cognizant, which is called Intuitive Operations and Automation, which I am a part of, which means we service clients across the globe on any sort of automation, outsourcing, any needs that they might have. What I lead is the banking, financial services, and the insurance team, and we work with clients across the globe. That's what we do. Since we are a technology organization, when we work with our clients, technology is what we ride on to bring in productivities and efficiencies on the client side. So that's where it is in terms of who am I and what do I really do. And I kind of jump to, where are we? New generation learners expectation. Okay, no. Put on my slide, which has the title. So we'll look at the slide right now. There is a lot of English there. The first slide, sir. We'll go back. Yeah. I understand right in the morning we've all traveled from one place to another. It takes a while to get centered about what we're going to talk about. But just bringing your attention to establishing a skill center for excellence for hyper-personalized learning. Long story short, all one is saying is, and Gunjal shared quite a bit of interesting information around what's going on in the learning space and how people want to learn today. Giving all of that context, I think most of the organizations, including our CDS, Cognizant, the effort is today to consciously create an ecosystem which augments intuition, which means an employee automatically within the organization knows, how do I learn, what do I need to learn, where can I get the resources? And then how do we use the technology to make that journey easier, to make that journey very simple and reachable to the employee? That's where it is. I was thinking maybe I can do English for 15 minutes and there's something or the other one will know or not know. The other thought that I had in mind is, in place of talking about a few things, why not I share a couple of use cases with all of us, which we'll talk about what are the things that we have done in the technology space, using technology, augmenting learning within the organization. Fair approach to talk about use cases? Yeah? We'll do that. Gunjal has shared a couple of things. I'm going to just run 2-3 slides. I'm not going to talk. Just take a look at it, and then I'll deep dive into the use cases right up. This is a survey conducted by Deloitte in 2021. Madhu, we'll move on. Yeah. Next. Next. Not talking through this, just keeping it on the screen for all of us to take a look at it, fairly understandable. Moving on to the next slide. What are the leading benefits of hyper-personalized learning? Hyper-personalized simply means how do I create a differentiated learning experience for every employee? That becomes personalized, right? So what is the ecosystem or what is the benefit of creating a hyper-personalized learning ecosystem? Again, couple of data in evidences right there on the screen. Not talking you through this, fairly understandable, very keen to deep dive in the use cases. Couple of examples here. How some organizations have benefited hugely using gamification or learning approaches that speaks to the end employee as a learner directly. Okay? Next. We'll stop there. Here in this room, all of us are L&D professionals. Yes, no? Yeah. So maybe a quick go around in terms of what do you think are the emerging learning trends? Any guesses? Wonderful. AI, VR, what else? Gamified learning? Sorry? Simulation, bite-sized learning. So we know it all. The collective intelligence here is way sharp than standing here. So we'll see it on the slide. So nothing new that so far I have told you. The buzzword in the L&D space across organizations, be it technology or not, is how do we leverage technology to create hyper-personalized learning spaces for employees. Couple of them, what you spoke about is AI and Gen AI, virtual reality and augmented reality, mobile learning and micro-learning. Ma'am, you mentioned the bite-sized learning. Gamification, game-based learnings is the order of the day. And finally, we have social learning and collaboration. Once again, I'll let you stay on the slide and not talk too much. Fairly simple and understandable. When I talk you through the use cases is when I'll bring the technologies in the forefront and tell us how does it really help. Taking a pause for you to take a look at the slide. Okay. Since Madhav has brought this up, a little bit of a story here. What we see here is virtual reality auto claims. So Cognizant, since I lead FSI, we have associates or employees who support the insurance and the banking businesses. Every associate who joins the insurance business needs to understand the basics of insurance, and they also need to understand the US, UK insurance domain, how does that really work, how does the claims life cycle work, and so on. All that was a part of our induction training. Now think about it, all that used to take 3 days to take employees through what claims looks like, what are the 9 stages of claims life cycle, and so on. But it was all theoretical, an instructor speaking either in person or virtually. Then comes virtual reality, and that's where COVID helped. When COVID came, of course, there was digital acceleration, and we were really thinking on feet, how do we take learning to the employee, hyper-personalizing it to the employee? That's where we said we'll invest in VR headsets, the Oculus, the headgear, and we'll create a learning program on virtual reality, which means the entire claims life cycle is on virtual reality, wherein the associate wears the Oculus and can go through the simulations, what does claim look like, there'll be avatars, he or she is watching a small, nice animated movie on what does the claim looks like, and that's how he or she attends a training program. Think about it, how engaging, exciting is it for our Gen Z learners? Today, believe you me, Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y, all of us are struggling with attention spans. Yes, no, maybe. Do we look at the phone every 5 minutes? I do. So I'm hoping some of us here do. But I think with VR, what we kind of saw is that with our new learners, they were very engaged using Oculus, witnessing the training, seeing simulations, and correlating to what they have to do at jobs. A couple of things that we kind of saved on is a 36 hours instructor-led training was converted into a 3.5 hours virtual-led training. Of course, accessibility anywhere, everywhere, it becomes as hyper-personalized learning on the go. And the experience was completely immersive and engaging. I would have loved to do a demo for us. However, we are not in a space at this point in time that we could do demo with those headsets. So I have a small video that I'd like to show you, which will tell us what does the virtual reality simulations on claims lifecycle looks like. Do we want to see it? Super. Madhav, will play the video, please? So while he pulls up the videos, as a part of my job, a lot of times I have to meet clients and showcase them the art of possible. What does that mean? We are an organization which is, technology is our lifeline, so our clients always want to know what is it that we are doing new with technology, which helps the employee forces and which helps them meet their business goals. Virtual reality is something that we pitch to all our clients. We'll play the video, Madhav.
Has changed forever. We at Cognizant pride ourselves with impeccable customer experience for which the foremost reason is the knowledge and attitude of our associates. Welcome to the Cognizant Metaverse world of learning. Now presenting the Insurance Claims Lifecycle course in virtual reality. Come, let our facilitator bot, Wiz, tell you about the course experience.
Hey there, I'm Wiz and I am going to introduce you to VR-based learning course. Walk around with me in my digital classroom. Accident scenes, garages, insurance offices, and arbitration rooms. Click on posters and hotspots to gain additional knowledge. I have exciting simulations to check your understanding of your learning where you can speak out the answers to it. I can recognize your voice, pace, pitch, and volume as I would have baseline your voice right in the beginning of the course. The fun-filled gamified experience helps you collect points and use them as lifelines in the final assessments, goal point animations. I wish we had this when work at school or uni, and a certificate to applaud your knowledge and efforts awaits at the end of the course on your successful completion. Oh, yeah. And at the end of the course, I need your feedback to help me facilitate better in the future. So adios for now and look forward to meeting you soon.
Well, that was a video for us to kind of showcase to you, thank you for that one, what does VR in play really look like? Also, let me keep our conversation honest. It's not as easy as what it shows on the screen, which means there are real-time challenges using technologies. It is not okay to put a VR headset for 2 hours. The course is for 2 hours, and then there is an hour and a half of debrief that is there. So it's not easy to put the headset for 2 hours and consume the entire learning program. So it is an evolving process as we as a learning organization try and demystify the entire technology space and how do we leverage it for new employees. So what we do is we bring in employees for 15 minutes each into experience labs. They go through this. That's a way of creating culture also in the hybrid learning space. They come in, experience labs, go through it, talk to us, and so on and so forth. So that was on virtual reality. Moving on, Madhav, to the next slide. The next technology that we have leveraged in Cognizant is the augmented reality. What we have done with AR is augmented reality is accessible on your mobile phones. So what does that mean? Every associate who has a smartphone, which he or she definitely has an app downloaded from the Cognizant Play Store. That app is, of course, based on augmented reality, and it walks the associate through the entire basics of insurance. What does risk management look like? So now think about the employee life cycle. When the employee joins in, we ensure that everybody needs to go through the augmented reality learning program on the phone. So even if they are joining us remote, they do have the advantage of attending this program on augmented reality. Next slide, Madhav. So the insurance bootcamp for our new associates are on the augmented reality on the phone. It has given us a 75% cycle time reduction, about 12 hours module, now compressed into 2 hours, completely gamified. This module has terrains and leaderboards, and people compete, associates compete, and kind of go ahead and get marks and scores and so on. So that's how they learn about basics of insurance and risks and so on. I do not have a video right now, but of course, I'll be hanging around for the next hour. If you wish to, the AR is on my phone, wherein all you need to do is put it on the surface and kind of see and witness the program. So that's how augmented reality comes in play for our new associates. Virtual reality that we saw is for slightly seasoned associates for 6 months. What I'm trying to put here across is technology and hyper-personalized learning has to be baked into the employee learning life cycle. That's where we create an ecosystem. It's not about creating interventions in isolation. It's about creating an intuitive ecosystem which rides on technology and helps our learner meet their goals. Moving on, Madhav, next slide. A couple of things that AR does is there are short videos. This is how the augmented reality platform looks like on the phone. There are intuitive indicators for navigation, hotspots, evaluations, etc. on AR. Moving on, I think the buzzword of the day, of the decade, I think for years to come is Gen AI. And yes, we have ridden it already in terms of how do we use AI and Gen AI in our organization. Again, couple of slides which primarily talks about how much Gen AI is there today in our world and how much we need to leverage it and understand the space. Before I showcase the use cases in Cognizant, let me put it out there. We are all figuring it out. I think with multiple conversations across organizations, with experts, with technology companies, we are ourselves a technology organization. We are still in the process of figuring out AI and Gen AI. Generative AI hallucinates. Artificial intelligence fails. The best way is to keep improvising and learning from what is not working, failing fast, and again, then refurbishing with what is required. What you see here is Cognizant's artificial intelligence-based learning. What is this? It is an artificial intelligence-based learning platform. Very simply put, we are 5 learners who have joined the organization. We need to go through a training program. All 5 of us are at different proficiency levels because ma'am has 5 years of experience, I have a year of experience. Very unfair that both of us go through the same learning roadmap. Yes, no, maybe? So as a result, what this does is it works on the assess, learn, assess model. First, I go through a benchmarking, placement, or an assessment, all of us. Depending on our scores and proficiency, there is a specific unique learning roadmap that is tagged to me by a bot. Then I go ahead and attend the modules and go through the concepts, clear the evaluation, and that's how I gain mastery over a concept. So start with assessment, figure out the proficiency, tag a unique learning roadmap, go through the course, give evaluation again, and that's how the learner goes ahead and achieves mastery over a concept. This totally works on artificial intelligence, and what it also does is, so I mentioned the bot recommendation. It, of course, tags you with personalized learning resources. It also gives you analytics in terms of the trending gaps and so on. I know time's up, just 2 more minutes. The next is on how we have leveraged Gen AI. This was AI. We have used generative AI for content creation. Any specific instruction design course by manual ID folks, whatever time it takes, our platform, Sarah, takes about 50 to 75% less. And this is what we are selling. We sell learning as a service also to our clients. This is what we are doing there. Sarah works on structured, unstructured content. Think about it. You just upload a PDF, whatever, generic content, say chargeback visa guidelines. Take any content PDF, 15 pages on the Sarah platform. On the hit of a button, within 20 seconds, it will generate a storyline for you. Within 20 seconds, it will generate knowledge checks, case studies, games for you. That's what Sarah does, and is based on generative AI. So this is what I had, not reading through the slides. I'm top of the hour, I realize, but this is how we are using technology within Cognizant. We are failing fast, and we are trying to improvise as well. And do remember, we are co-creating all these solutions with our clients and our partners. We work with product companies also to make some of this here. So I believe what I want to leave us with is, get educated. Let's get educated on what technology, Gen AI, AI space is about. Partner with experts, understand more through research, and co-create solutions with your internal and external clients. Second, technology and digital is means to the end. It's you and I who are the differentiators and make it work for our employees. So let technology not overwhelm us. Let's kind of work with technology for best outcomes. That's all I had for this morning. Thank you for a very patient learning. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Piyal Malhotra, for sharing your insights on developing a skill center of excellence for hyper-personalized learning. To do the honors, I would like to invite on the dais Mr. Samuel Siddhanti, Director of Capability Development at Coforge. Can we have a huge round of applause, please?